Chapter 6. The War of the Clans. Outside the windows of the mansion, the pre-dawn silence was shattered by the first dry, reverberating shot, followed by the dull rumble of an explosion at the outer gate. The ground beneath their feet shook slightly. Flames shot into the sky, momentarily illuminating the pine forest with a blood-red glow. Giovanni and Ezio didn't wait. Combining the forces of the Romano and Torres clans, they unleashed their entire arsenal on Gino's estate. In the south, a declared blood feud, a vendetta, meant only one thing: wiping the enemy off the face of the earth to the last man. For Giovanni, it was a question of lost power and trampled honor. For Ezio, it was a chance to regain control and wash away public shame. Gino didn't even flinch. His reaction was instant and cold-blooded, like that of a predator waiting for an ambush. Take her to the bunker. He gave a curt order to the head of security, pulling on his bulletproof vest and taking a heavy automatic pistol from a wall safe. I'm not going to the basement. Beatrice took a step back, clenching her fists. Everything inside her rebelled against being a helpless victim, locked in a safe cage while her fate was being decided outside. This war is about me. My father came for me. Ezio came for me. Gino closed the distance. In a split second, he grabbed her by the back of the head, forcing her to look directly into his steely gray eyes, which now held nothing but icy calculation and deadly concentration. Your father came to reclaim his property, and Ezio came to prove himself a man, Gino said harshly, forcing her to listen to every word through the roar of approaching gunfire. But you will stay here, with me, in the bunker, Beatrice. This is not a request. He pushed her into the security chief's arms and turned to leave. The heavy oak doors slammed behind him, and a second later, bursts of high-caliber gunfire thundered outside. The estate became the epicenter of hell. Beatrice was taken down to the lower level, an ancient, stone-lined basement converted into a fortified command post. A bloody spectacle unfolded on the monitors broadcasting surveillance cameras. The attackers stormed the perimeter using armored SUVs and grenade launchers. Gino's men, methodically and deliberately, picked off the attackers, turning the parking lot and garden into a graveyard. At one point, one of the shells pierced the upper ceiling of the right-hand section of the mansion. The room shook. Stone dust rained down from the ceiling, and one of the monitors went dark, rippling. Beatrice stood in the middle of this stone prison, listening to the world she'd tried to build and the world she'd tried to escape crumble above her. The walls of the mansion rang with the impact of blows. It was a war between two eras: her father's old, moribund syndicate, and Gino's new, merciless force. And at the very center of this chaos was she. On one of the surviving screens, Beatrice saw Gino. He moved along the smoking corridor of the first floor, amidst fire and falling plaster. His face was darkened by soot and someone else's blood, but there was not a trace of fear in his movements. He fired back with terrifying, hypnotic precision, picking off Ezio's men one by one. Something ancient, dark, and irreversible loomed within him, the cruelty of a man with nothing to lose. Because the most important thing he'd sought his whole life was already behind him, protected by the steel doors. Suddenly, the screen flickered and went black. Shots rang out very close, right overhead, on the stairs leading to the basement. The guards at the door drew their weapons, cocking their guns. Beatrice froze, feeling her heart pounding in her ears, and the blood in her veins turned to ice. The bunker door shook from the powerful impact,